Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry, Rob, and Caleb here. Boomer up.
Boomer Terry.
Boomer Caleb.
Boomer.
So, the Oklahoma Sooner fans are all on suicide watch right now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I guess Mike Stoops needs to go get a security detail because half the state hates him and wants him gone.
Surely they don't hate him to the point of violence.
I
I mean, come on.
don't know. So,
Oh, boy.
Rob, give your game takes. What did you...
Oh, man. You know, I've thought about this a couple times, and it's just... First, let me say this. I hate losing to Texas probably more than anything else on the face of the planet. Like, I hate it worse than Brussels sprouts.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking.
That's true. That's a good point.
So, I don't know. I don't want to say it depresses me, but it depresses me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's just like, now it's a whole nother year. And, you know, and what depresses me even worse than that is the defense is so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. We are ranked next to dead last in red zone offense. The only team in the country, and it includes junior high teams, is Wake Forest in red zone defense.
So we give 100% touchdown rate.
Yeah.
Rates.
Yeah.
We are worst.
We are the worst. We're tied for.
We're
worst
tied for
We're tied for.
worst.
Okay, well, there you go.
We have 100%.
Thanks, Terry. I was stringing on. I had one little string of hope there, and now I'm on
Now it's
suicide
gone.
watch.
We have a 100% touchdown rate.
Yeah. You get in the red zone against Oklahoma, they score.
So I don't understand though. I mean, I just don't understand. There were glimpses of good. You know, we had defensive line push. We had linebackers. We had corners, and then I just don't know how to explain
What's going on?
how
Right.
how does this happen. And I haven't gone back and watched it. I probably won't. I mean, I don't care that much.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't live through that again. But how can we be that bad? I mean, Kansas State gave up 19 points
Right.
to them,
0 in the second half.
and 0 in the second half, and it was like water going through a sieve.
Yeah.
I mean, we had several third and longs, which that's what you want to see from your defense.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to do.
And then they got 19 yards and went for it on fourth down and got it.
Yeah.
They got 22 yards and got the first down, and I don't know, I just don't have any words right now to describe how I feel about it.
Still not recovered. Still not recovering. That's how, I haven't been on our Twitter account. I did a little bit of stuff right beforehand, getting ready for the show, but
I've definitely stayed off social
yeah.
media.
And, we'll get into some of the social media crap here in a little bit. But, Caleb, what was...
My two things. One, this is what sucks about it, is that we're on bye week this week, so we got to eat it for another week.
So we just got to simmer on that
we gotta
loss.
Simmer on that.
Here's your L, and go ahead and sit out a week and think about it.
And then also just ruin football for your whole day yesterday because you can't watch their games because everything after that is just Texas back.
You don't want to watch anything, do you?
Because you
I
can't-
don't
you
want to
just-
watch anything.
That's why I hate 11 a.m. games. If we lose 11 a.m. games, we just get reminded all day long.
Oh, you're watching
Oh, you
another
got
game.
upset. Oh, you got
Oklahoma upset. And you're like,
Texas
oh, my
is
God.
back.
Oh, let me say this too. You know how when we have a home game, like I don't get to watch the game.
Right.
So Sunday morning I try and get up and watch, highlights. And you can watch ESPN for an hour and not get a highlight of Oklahoma.
Oh, but today you could.
Oh, but today you could. Yeah. Every
everywhere.
5 minutes. Oh, by the way, Texas beat Oklahoma in a dramatic upset and blah, blah, blah.
They've been waiting for Texas to
Oh.
get back for 5 years.
gosh.
They're ranked in the top 10 now. We only dropped to 11, which surprised the living hell out of me. I don't know
That-
how we're
I
number
know.
11
I know
right now.
why, because
We're Oklahoma.
we're Oklahoma, and I think the national media and whatever, they're not just ESPN, but I think most of your sports writers and everything know that this offense
Is that good?
is that good.
I mean,
Where did we
scored?
score to?
We came back from 21 points in the fourth quarter. Like, that game was
Right.
over, and like we
We dropped to
21 points.
11.
11,
Yeah,
that's
11,
it?
yeah, just-
That's it.
yeah,
From
that's
7 to 11.
That
Yeah.
does surprise me. Like I
Yeah.
say, I haven't watched anything.
And guess what?
Nothing.
Now there's 3
Big
Big 12 teams in the top
15s.
11.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like West
Oh,
Virginia
boy.
struggled against Kansas. I mean, it's just like that game. I don't know. It's just like, man, that game was over in the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden our offense just woke up. That Kyler Murray run
Was
changes
just-
a lot. I
yeah.
mean, we scored one play and he scores like 80 yards in like force in 8 seconds. I mean, that was pretty crazy.
Here, I want to read something to you guys real quick, okay? Let's say score 21-3, total yards 78
We
to
had
1
points in the fourth quarter.
179, rushing attempts 9, average 4, rushing attempts for Oklahoma 8, 14.3, rushing yards 36, 114. Blah 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 blah. We go down, third downs 2 of 6, 33%, 1 of 2, Oklahoma 50%. Time of possession 10-14 for Texas. Time of possession 4:46 for Oklahoma. That's the fourth quarter. We scored 21 points in 4 minutes in that game. Okay.
Well, you know, I thought we were going to win. Like I actually did. Like I mean, I was like, we actually going to win this game. This is crazy. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. I guess this team's just not as good as as we thought they were going. I mean, I kind of thought we would lose the game. It's just our defense. I think if we go to the playoffs, I think it'd been a bloodbath, honestly. Because if we go against a team actually can. Well, we made Ellinger look like Tom Brady out there yesterday.
They show flashes of being really good.
I still think a linebacker. I do think we have one of the best linebacker cores in the country. I think our linebackers are great. It's just we couldn't get no pass rush on them. I mean, we got bullied. Like they're
so did we get out coached?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know
offensively
about
and defensively.
Oh no,
they had a couple turnovers. That's what loses this game. You have 2 turnovers.
You know, Bob Stoops said it before on Fox was the 19 years he coached in this game. He said whoever wins the turnover battle wins the game. If it's tied on turnovers, whoever wins the rushing battle wins the game. He goes, it's all on rushing and turnovers.
And those 2 turnovers were backbreakers too.
They were killers.
Backbreakers.
I mean, it was we were moving the ball. It was boom 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 down the field, throw that interception, and it was a bad read on Kyler's part. It was
the guy baited him.
And
he's trying to make a big play,
and then that fumble.
The fumble was just trying to make a Kyle Murray play, which he's made all year long. Both of them I can live with, I guess, because like he makes so many good plays. He's just trying to make a big play. So I mean,
but I'm like Caleb. That game was done in the fourth quarter. We were down 21. I was just standing out on the rally patio by myself.
Took off the bucket hat.
Took off the bucket hat. Put on a different hat. And
that didn't work either.
I did. Hey, we came back.
Oh well, there you go. It was all due to that.
I was in the
crazy
garage with Buddy and Cody was out there too.
Oh, you went on the patio?
I ain't going on the patio.
Oh, no. That's what did it.
Because it's just like I was in the garage with Cody, and then like we were still like because he was talking smack to Texas fans all week long, so he was just getting ready for like the last item pretty much, and also we come roaring back, and like, it was just I don't know. It's just I said just ruined the whole day.
Yeah,
like I'm done with sports for like at least a week because OU play next week, and like then at night Connor got beat. So
I mean, as bad as it feels to lose to them, and as bad as the defense played, the game in itself, instant classic.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And of course, we come out on the bad side of another instant classic.
Of course, we do.
I mean,
it's the game of the century. We lose this game. We lose
the
greatest Rose Bowl in history. We lose.
We lose. Oh my God.
I think we'll probably play them again in the Big 12 championship. I said before.
It's possible.
I don't know.
I don't think West Virginia's that good.
Here's the thing: if that's as good as our defense is right there, we are not going to play in the Big 12 championship game.
I don't think so.
Beat us.
Nope.
I don't know. I mean, Texas for sure has the best defense in the league. No one's even close to them defensively wise.
Well, here's
but we can't stop anybody.
Here's another. I think the issue has been we've talked about it the last 2 years, 3 years is. Our offense has been outscoring people. Yep. We didn't we lost to Georgia because we didn't outscore them. We lost to Iowa State last year because we didn't outscore them. We didn't outscore Texas. That's been the theme of Oklahoma football for the last 3 or 4 years.
That's a Texas Tech mentality that I can't stand.
Right, and so we come across and we don't score. We tie a game up that was done. Let's face it, Everett
was over.
There was people leaving the stadium. We were down 21, and I told the guys, I was like, we need 4 stops to win this game. We need 4 stops now. We got 1. We got the first stop of the game in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm.
And you forced them 3 now with that long collar run too. I mean,
yeah, and then boom, 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 we score. We're sitting here, it's like, okay, now we just need another defensive stop, and we couldn't get it when we needed it.
Couldn't stop them. Did anybody even have a shred of thought that we may stop them, that we may shut them down?
I thought Ellinger has facts of throwing bad interceptions at bad times, like the OSU game last year in the overtime. He threw it right to the OSU guys. So I thought it was more on Ellinger than it was on OU defense. I thought it'd be more of an Ellinger problem, not an OU problem. I think honestly, but I mean, like he played lights out yesterday. I mean, that's what I'm most pissed off about because I hate that guy. I legit hate that guy.
Yeah, we did make him look like an all-pro.
Yeah.
He knows some crap out of me. I think he sucks. The way he throws the ball just pisses me off. He reminds me of Tebow, the way he runs the ball. Everything about that. He's born. He's always been a Texas fan all his life. Like, that guy just can't stand him at all.
So at halftime, I mean, I had just a little bit of hope because I mean we couldn't have played a worse half of football in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean it just stunk, and we were only down 7, and really, I mean without that turnover, I mean it's probably a tie game.
Yeah.
So I guess I was a little bit hopeful that we would come out and we'd figure some things out defensively and we would shut them down because that offense is anemic. And it's not any good. And
he got bullied. They pushed us around.
The third quarter, they pushed our defense around.
They pushed them around.
And that's what I don't understand. What happened in the third quarter to the fourth quarter? What woke our defense up to get 3 stops?
Well, I think they quit trying to score because they thought the game was over. So I mean, they could try and score, and then it gives us hope again because they were trying to run the clock out and they weren't trying to score no more.
Maybe. I hate to think that, but that may be it.
I mean, and we're getting the players on defense. I mean, and then this year upcoming we have even more. We're getting I think 4 or 5 star cornerbacks coming in. Like we got a few of those guys. I mean, we're getting the players finally, which cause that's been a big problem. We haven't been getting players. We're getting them, but it's just.
Are they going to decommit and go somewhere else if we keep losing?
I think it makes them more excited because.
Do you think we're going to keep losing?
Because
I mean, this is the same team we had last year.
No, I agree. Here's the thing, though. People are figuring out how to keep, if they can keep our offense off the field,
right?
They've got a shot at beating us.
I don't think anyone else's defense is going to be as good as Texas. Texas is one team that can line up with our athletes.
I agree. We're still going to get our scores.
I mean, TCU will be interesting. I still don't trust West Virginia. Like they almost lost to Kansas yesterday. They struggled with Kansas all game long.
Yeah, but it's open book on our defense right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
everybody knows how to beat it.
It's just like I think we'll outscore everyone. I mean, I just don't think anyone can keep up with us. Honestly, I don't think anyone's defense. I think everyone else's defense is just as bad as ours is in the Big 12.
West Virginia.
Their defense is just as bad as ours is. I think.
Okay.
I mean, I think Texas.
Apparently, Oklahoma State ain't any good.
So. I think Texas' only defense I think actually can match up against us. We scored 45 points against them.
Well, our defense gave up 501 total yards, 324 passing, 177 rushing. They were 6 of 14 on third downs, and 2 for 2 on 4.
Better than I thought it was, honestly.
They averaged 6.7 yards per play. They were 5 for 5 in the red zone. Terrible.
That's the worst part is the red zone. We haven't forced a fumble yet this year either.
No turnovers. And here's the stat that bugs me more than all the yards and everything else. There were 4 75-yard drives for touchdowns.
Well, yeah. I mean, they kind of did what they wanted to at will on us.
That's
the thing that bothers me is we didn't even remotely get close to shutting anything down.
Yeah, and their Texas's first 9 possessions. 8 possessions. 6 ended in touchdowns, 1 field goal, and 1 the half ended.
Well, the one thing people will forget, the one time the defense did step up was at that Kyle Murray interception. They held me at 3 and out, and they kicked the field goal. At least around that time, that's a good job. But then it's still points, but still.
They got points off both turnovers.
Yeah. Kicker the kicker, which is. I've been saying that when we saw first week, for calling first week, all of a sudden, what's his name? The announcing guy calls him that, and everyone's like, "Oh, look, he's so great doing this." Call him that the first week. I mean, it just rhymes. It makes sense. A freshman from Austin is the hero.
But see, and here's what's irritating. Okay, our offense: 532 yards of offense, 310 passing, 222 rushing.
We ran the ball. I mean, we pushed him around too.
Kyler had 92 yards rushing. Sermon had 54. Sutton had 42. Brooks had 34. Kyler was 19 of 26 for 304 yards. We were 5 for 5 in the red zone. We had 21 first downs.
How many carries did Brooks have?
3. He averaged 11 yards.
Carries.
And we didn't have 21 first downs. We had 21 first down plays.
He looks a lot better. He's the way he runs. I like the way. I like Sutton. I like the way Sutton runs too. I like Sermon too, but I think Brooks just looks a little different out there from everyone else.
So do you guys feel any different about Rodney Anderson? Remember, because last week I said,
we're
really missing him.
Yeah, we're missing him. But that the defense obviously was a major factor in the game, I think, and we all do. I think that's a deal, but still, the game came down to 2 turnovers. You know, I mean, you don't get those 2 turnovers.
Turnovers wins games.
But here's my, you know, I'm going to fall back on my theory, and I'm not going to just claim it as mine. I mean, what I said going, you know, all the way back to the Army game about this defense and the luxury that they have with an offense that can score. We have to have 5 stops in order to win a game. Okay, we got 3, and they all came in the fourth quarter, for crying out loud.
Well, did we make them punt twice?
We made punt in the fourth quarter. Yeah, they punt. I think one was after that Kyle Miller run. It was a 3-and-out after that.
Yeah, it was a 3-and-out, and we made them punt 3 times in the fourth quarter, and didn't make them punt on. Now, you get 2 stops in the first quarter, in the first half. It's a completely different. We hold them to field goals twice. We win the ball game. You know what I mean? So, did you guys see anything scheme-wise or anything else? You know, Lincoln said we didn't tackle well, we didn't cover as well as we wanted to. But, you know, last year the complaint was, why are we, 10 yards off the ball? Why are we this? Why are we that? Did we do anything?
I think for 90% of the game, they just beat us. Like, we actually told them they threw the ball up to it, they just beat us. They got pushed around. I think only play I had a problem with, it was that third down, like 3rd and 20, rush 3 guys. I think you just put pressure on. But still, even that, though, it's just, I think the whole game, they just beat us. Like, they outplayed us. They pushed us around. The receivers made plays. I mean, Ollinger was throwing perfect passes. Like, even when we were in good coverage, he threw passes where only his guys catch it at. So, I mean, I think Texas beat us yesterday. They outplayed us, I think, in every facet on offensively against our defense.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There were plays, though, where we had 0 pass rush. He was just sitting back there, and there were wide open receivers, which just brought back last year.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine. I want Ellinger to be able with his arm because I think he's a terrible thrower. Like, it's just like the Chase McCoy game. Chase McCoy sucks. He played the game of his life against OU. He threw I think he only missed 2 passes, and he threw 5 touchdowns. There's something about this game. The Texas quarterbacks who are terrible just go off against our defense. It's just so annoying. That's why I always say Texas every year. No matter what the record is, their quarterbacks for some reason just go off. Like, it's just I just can't stand it, especially that guy. I don't know what it is about that guy. It's just Ellinger, dude. God.
Well, I mean, the thing is though, I thought, which is a dumb statement, but I'm a dumb guy, but I thought, it's either going to be a blowout or it's going to be a close game.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Something just happened. James Hale reports Mike Stoops out as defensive coordinator.
Wow.
That's huge breaking news on the
just
podcast.
Just now. See, the rumor was going around.
Your phone just went off, didn't it?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? That mean Kerry Cook's going to take over?
The rumor was that him and Lincoln Riley and Gallagher met this afternoon. That was a rumor, and that was one of the things I was going to. Does that help?
I mean, I think it's probably a good thing. I think it will for all sides. I think he stayed just because he wanted to stick around for the players, stuff like that. And then I think it's just a good.
I don't think it helps. I think it hurts us this year going forward because now we're going to be,
coach.
I mean, I probably Bob Diaco steps up, but are we learning a new system?
I'm sure we'll keep the system this year because we have the people and the players in there. So I'm sure they'll keep it this year, and then they'll get someone. I mean, who would we go after? That's the main thing. Like, who do you think who's the defense coordinator that's out there? That's a smaller program.
Everybody's saying though. I heard today that if he steps down, it's Ruffin McNeil, and I am completely against that.
Well, he's recruited well.
But Ruffin McNeil was the defensive coordinator for Mike Leach. And I just don't think that's the style of defense.
To give him credit, though, the 1 year he had given like a top 25 defense 1 year when they were really good or something. They had really good defense that 1 year.
I don't know.
Was that on Twitter, Rob?
I got a text, but yeah.
I think we have to bring someone out of the house, though. I really do.
Yeah.
I think we should get someone. I'd say from SEC, maybe something like that, or Big Ten. We need to get someone. I think from our conference to try and come in. Like who's someone with a good defense. It's not like a big school. That we can maybe just buy him out. I mean, I think all coaches want to work with Lincoln too, so I think that helps us a lot. I think what hurts us is playing Big 12 defenses. So.
Yeah, the Brainiacs put it out. James Hale has learned via a source that Sooners coach Mike Stoops is out as DCO.
Yeah, please be respectful. And I agree with that. Oklahoma fans can get a little bit. I'm pulling up. Thanks to our buddies at the Football Brainiacs. We're pulling this up right now. So, breaking news on the podcast.
By the time y'all hear it, won't be breaking news anymore. But
yeah, I know.
You hear our live reactions to it, though.
Yeah. No yet on who will replace him. That's really pretty much all it says. Let me log in because we are donors, so we can log in, and let me see if there's more on the login side.
Nathan after he got home last night.
So you think this is good for us this year?
I think this year I think we'll be about the same. I think next year we'll see difference because they can't change the scheme up mid-year. I don't think. So I think next year's.
I don't know how they could.
Yeah,
but you know what? Now I'm not going to say anything bad about Mike. I think Mike did a good job. But Terry, I don't go in for that type of coaching. That get in your face and scream at you like you're.
That's why I went up to the booth.
Y'all keep talking. I'm pulling stuff up.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's just hard to say for the Stephens because I said everyone wanted Venables gone. Wait, let's get Venables out here. Let's get Venables out here. And what happens? He leaves. He goes to Clemson. He has the best defense in the country like 3 years in a row.
Well, that's a fickle fan for you.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, I don't know. I think if we could get rid of him, what you just did, we have to find someone that's actually going to be like. I think we have to hire outside house. We need to bring someone new in, maybe get new energy in there. It's just.
I think that's going to happen. I think that's why he brought. I think that's why they brought in Bob Diaco.
Diaco, yeah.
I mean, he's in a defensive mind.
Let's go buy someone else. Like, go buy LSU's coach out, Davis Corner. Let's go buy someone. Like we have enough money to go take someone. Let's go take a guy that's out there.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. I think they think they probably already have the guy. Maybe the two Ruffin, McNeil, and Bob Diaco go in together or something.
I think that might be interim. If they do well, then they'll probably keep it. I think this would be like a little show for them. Hey, here's a try. If you do well, you get to keep it. If not, we're going to go somewhere else.
Well, recruiting is half of that deal.
Yeah, I think when we have a lot of recruits that are locked in, and I said earlier, we got a lot of 4 or 5 star guys, like, especially secondary guys locked in right now. So I mean.
Yeah,
that hasn't been an issue. Like the last 2 years, we actually have been recruiting real well in defense for that first time in a long time. So
well, here's the full post, and it's really basically what I just read. James Hill on the Football Brainiacs. TFB contributor James Hill has learned through sources that Mike Stoops is no longer the defensive coordinator at the University of Oklahoma. No word yet on who will replace him moving forward
or how. Did he quit or was he fired?
Yeah, he wasn't fired.
He wasn't fired. No,
he wasn't going to. Hey, here's the other thing. What if he's the outside linebackers coach? Because that's the position. It just says he's out as defensive coordinator. It doesn't say.
Coach. I don't think he'd do that.
I don't think he'd do that.
But anyway, that's doubtful.
Maybe he'll go. Maybe we'll go to Kentucky and watch his brother coach.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's probably at the point of. He's probably at the point of Bob.
I mean, he got tore apart since he's been back. He hasn't people just bashed him all.
Well, and quite honestly, the recruits may be, we may draw more recruits without Mike being here.
Yeah, and I mean, did you see Mike on the post game yesterday?
Nope.
He was. I mean, I feel sorry for him because he's a guy that I think knows. He's a defensive guy, okay? Mm-hmm. And he said, he goes, I don't know why I haven't been able to get,
I think he's just baffled right now.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get these guys to play at a higher level. He didn't blame it on them. Now, there were some things, they said, hey, we're going back to this and that. And no, he's like, I don't know why. I don't know why these guys, I haven't been able to do my job. And he was baffled. Mm-hmm. I sincerely think he's baffled. What he's doing, he believes in. I think what he's doing, Lincoln Riley believes in. And I think it may be a thing that they just sat down, and I could be wrong, but, I mean, they just sat down and said, Mike, it may have been a thing. What Mike went to him is like, hey, look, I'm dragging you guys down.
Maybe.
I think Mike just like, I think he gets to be worn out. I think he's emotionally, even this year, even when they won, he's been doing some weird stuff in the post games, wearing his hat on backwards and upside down. I mean, he's just been doing weird. I think he's just done.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. I mean, especially for the last 5 years. He's been getting bashed by everyone.
Yeah,
I mean,
and seeing here's the thing, though. I mean, and I'm already looking at comments on
people. I texted a few friends. Yeah, good. Thank God, get him out of here.
They're people putting on the Brainiacs comments. I mean, look, guys, you can bitch and moan all you want. Okay, the guy helped us win the national championship for years up until he left to go to Arizona,
which was a good coach. Look at Arizona now; they're garbage. I mean, he was a good coach there too.
He we had one of the top-rated defense. Mike, Bob brought him back to build that defense back up. It just hadn't worked.
We want him to too because we got rid of Venables. Like I said earlier, highest paid assistant in the country is best. It's been the best corner in the country. We got rid of that guy, and it's all. I mean, it's just. I think it's more of a conference. I mean, people hate hearing this, but it's more of a conference problem than I think it's a coaching problem. I think it's just hard to coach in this conference. You can't get the right players.
See going forward from right here, if this defense picks up and takes off and shuts people down,
then you can blame Mike.
Then Mike's going to get a dump on him.
Right.
But if we see the same old defense every week, listen, this defense is, what do you call it? Bipolar.
Right.
Think back to last year.
Yeah.
The Ohio State game.
Last year they weren't bipolar at all. They were just bad.
Well, no, they were.
No, they weren't.
They played lights out the first 4 games.
Now, you can say Barrett was not as good as everybody, but that is still an Ohio State offense that was pretty good.
Honestly, I think what changed last year was Kel Kelly got hurt.
And we shut them down.
Yeah.
But then after that,
I think it happened last year. Kel Kelly got hurt at the 4th game. I think Kel Kelly's the leader of the defense. You can see winning that game against Baylor when he came out there, made some plays that he made a big spark, and he played a lot yesterday too. I think when he came out, I mean, we got hurt last year. I think it hurt our defense a lot.
But here's the thing, though. If political statement or whatever, personal statement, we as fans have every right to scream and holler in the stands that we're upset at our TV. What's wrong with you defense and everything else, but we don't as fans. Any fan have a right to personally attack any player, any coach, or anything else.
It's just bad form.
It's bad form. It looks bad to the recruits.
Yeah.
It looks bad. I put out on our post because we jokingly call it, but it's true. We're not going to drink the defensive Kool-Aid until we drink until the defense really does something. Well, guess what? I threw the jug of Kool-Aid out, Rob. We got no more chances to drink it, and we're done. Okay, this defense, I don't have faith in this defense, even with Mike Stoops not there. Okay, they have to do something, not just coaching wise, but player wise. At what point, and I'm not going to badger on players. At what point do we go? Where are the players' responsibility in this? Okay, because Texas in the 3rd quarter, Caleb brought it up, and they were talking about it on the TV. Texas was driving our defensive line.
Yeah,
the 3rd quarter, they were whooping us head to head.
Well, they're obviously not as good as we've built them up to be.
Right.
Something they're better than last year. I really think this.
They got to be better than they were last year, though, don't they?
I don't know.
We've had some pass rush.
Statistically, we are the worst defense we've had in Oklahoma in like 20 years.
Yeah, but we're also in the field all the time too. That's what adds up.
But and I still think that's an issue. Is our offense is part of the issue. I'm going to stick to that. We scored 21 points in 4 minutes in the 4th quarter, and we needed to, for crying out loud, to catch up. But when you're scoring still on an average of every 9 plays, and people are right. I agree 100%. Well, our defense needs to get off the field. Yeah, our defense does. But when you're turning around playing every 9 plays, and Joel Klatt even said it on one of the plays yesterday, it was Oklahoma just scored, but they really needed to give their defense a rest. Because you're turning around, you're averaging 11 yards per play.
200 snaps in 2 weeks. Pretty
much. But they were crazy. Texas, a couple of those drives, they were just like 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards.
The 4 75-yard drives is ridiculous. I'm not saying, but I still think that is some of the issue with our defensive problems is that they don't get a break. And Lincoln even said that, and I was hoping he was going to be there last year because that was my question to Lincoln. Is it aggravating that play calling, you're trying to manage a game, manage a clock, and your players keep busting big plays?
I'm sure you just well, you can't ever complain about touchdowns.
Yeah, you can't.
But what you can do is you can look at the defense and when they're driving on us and play after play after play is just a gash. I tend to think that's more coaching than it is players.
Right.
That's just me.
Yeah.
But then again, I want to blame the player last.
Yeah.
Because they're out there playing their guts out.
Right. And and there was a post on Twitter today that it was actually the Zach Sanchez post where he said if you don't think these players and this coaching staff, including Mike Stoops, was not in that locker room after that game, gut wrenched of what happened. And
they better have been.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of fans don't see, they don't look at that aspect of it. These guys lay everything out on the line, and you know what we do. And this was Zach's point, and I agree with it. Was your fans, you get to come out and sit and drink beer for 3 or 4 hours on a Saturday and watch these guys perform. And then you want to complain. Complaining, I agree with. Attacking, personal attacks, calling for people's jobs.
That's not okay.
You'll never see any of our posts on Twitter when people start calling out players. I will never respond to a player, okay, because, you know, I'm not going to attack a player. I'm not going to attack a kid. He's a kid, okay?
Yeah.
And people are like, well, he's basically a professional athlete. He's no, he's a kid. Okay.
So I have a kid in college, same age. So no.
Yeah,
and
you don't.
They see everything too. You say they see it probably because
Yeah.
Of course they see it.
They're on social media, but I mean they're on social media more than anyone else.
And if you think what you're doing is helping the university and everything else, it's not, because those same kids that you put a post on about. Or that
they already feel bad.
Yeah, they already feel bad. You don't think all their buddies who follow them on Twitter, who are these recruits out here in the high schools, don't see you calling out so-and-so for whatever? It doesn't help. I'm not happy with it. Rob's not happy with it. Caleb's not happy with it. The defense has to get better. We're not paid to make it get. We don't have the right to personally attack a coach, to call for a coach's head being fired or anything else. Do I think this is a good thing? I don't think it's a good thing right now for it to happen in the season, but it has, apparently. At the end of the year, yeah, if defense kept going this way, there would have to be a change.
So just focusing on Mike being gone, I think that initially it's bad because now we're in the middle of the season trying to
right.
and it's a black eye on the
looks bad.
The program looks bad, but it's the start of getting past it.
Right.
It's the start of getting someone in here that can give us what I want to say is get us back to national prominence.
Right.
Because right now we're not.
Right. No, I think we are. We just don't have the talent to be at national prominence.
No, sorry, we're not. We could make it.
Yeah.
We could make it, but we'd get destroyed by Alabama. We would get destroyed by.
I don't think we would get destroyed by anybody.
Bama would destroy us.
Yeah,
no.
Bama's destroying everyone this year. No one's going to be Bama.
But still,
Bama has our offense, but their defense. Their offense is just as good as ours is.
Yeah, but I'm saying is that's how much faith I have in Lincoln Riley and his play calling. Okay.
Bama's really good.
I'm not saying they're not, but what I'm saying is I think we could keep up with anybody. Can we beat anybody? No.
Clemson's got a really good defense too.
Could we beat everybody? No, because our Achilles is the defense. Okay, but what I'm saying is that we could play with anybody. I 100%. I don't think there's an offense out there better than this offense. I don't think there's an offensive coordinator out there better than Lincoln Riley. I don't think there's a quarterback out there better than Kyler Murray.
Two of those I disagree with. I think Bama has just as offense we do. I think Tua is just as good, if not better, than Kyler Murray.
So, but my point is that I think we could play with anybody. Could we beat anybody? No. I mean, but I don't think we would walk into any game in the playoffs or anything else and get beat 55-24. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we might get beat.
That's a bold statement, Cotton.
I'm a bold man. We got beat by the number 2 team in the country last year in overtime with this same team.
We just got beat by a team that should have lost to Tulsa.
And we got beat by Iowa State last year. Okay. And we had, apparently the second coming of a quarterback last year that everybody still thinks is the greatest thing in the world, of Baker Mayfield, and we couldn't beat Georgia. We couldn't beat Iowa State. I'm saying that this offense, I said it all along, was going to be better, and I think statistically we are. And I think
offensively?
Yes, better than night and day better than what we were last year.
I think offensive line's not as good as last year. That's the only thing I think it's not as good. I think everything else is
Look at the stats. Kyler Murray is outplaying Baker Mayfield.
They're good, no doubt. They're good. They potentially could have been great because, really, and I said this last week, we are missing a back.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
The backs we have are very good.
Right.
But they are not Rodney Anderson.
Right. Nope, they're not.
I think we're missing Eric Ray more. It's crazy to say. I think Larry Brown's one was telling the guys that. I think Eric Ray's the biggest miss on his team because for what he did on the offensive line wise, point out blitzes, stuff like that.
Maybe
they can't plant the offense at all. The offense is a problem. It's just
I don't know. The bottom line is that Sooner fans and us included expect immediate results, and we expect to be the greatest on the face of the earth, and there's nothing wrong with that.
We haven't won.
Expect to be the best team in the country every year.
We haven't won that championship since these kids are alive now. The new kids coming in are going to be alive last time we won.
Right, and we are. This is the longest streak since the 60s that we've gone without winning a national title. 18 years now. Going to be fixing to be 19. It's time for that level to be, and I still think we're on that mark.
We're making right moves. I mean,
a
lot of people talk on today, like NFL Twitter today was just like, if you're the Browns, how much would you pay to get Lincoln Riley up there with this offense talent they have up there? I think that's the biggest thing that scares me is the NFL team trying to pick up Lincoln. I just
don't think Lincoln's a pro coach. He relates to these kids in a way that I think is just phenomenal.
Yeah, but money talks.
The money talks.
Yeah.
And the way
well, everybody said that about Bob.
They certainly did.
You don't
Bob
think
didn't
people?
Go
You don't think people threw money? Some of Bob's closest friends jumped into the NFL.
I'm telling you right now, the only thing that really does scare me, the Browns, kind of not really, but I think the Cowboys. Cowboys come to him. Jerry Jones comes in with that money. He's from Texas. I'm going to assume he's probably a Cowboys fan. He's from Texas. He said, "We got Zeke, we got Dak. We can throw all this money at you. Do this." I think the NFL now is the Big 12 offense. Patrick Mahomes is MVP right now in the NFL, and he played for Texas Tech. But the game has changed completely. This offense, I think he could be a good job at.
But my point is that you're right. I mean, and he could probably do well. But I think that Lincoln's niche is recruiting, relating to these kids, and I think he enjoys that. You know what I mean? I think that's the part of the coaching that he is maybe the best at of anybody. And
that's certainly what I want to believe because I don't want him going anywhere.
I don't want him going either. That's the only thing that can.
People have his ear too. Bob Stoops didn't go to the pros, but guess what? People that Bob know and respect went to the pros and failed miserably. Nick Saban, which still dumbfounds me that him and Bob are good buddies. The old ball coach Spurrier. Mm-hmm. You don't think those people got on the phone with Bob when he was considering it? Because I believe he considered going to the NFL.
Probably did.
And went, here's the pros, here's the cons. And Bob, and you don't think that Bob's not sitting down with Lincoln going, here's the pros, here's the con, here's the phone numbers, call these guys.
Which I hate to say it, Cowboys is a once-in-a-lifetime job opportunity to come. The talent they have, too.
Well,
with Lincoln's mind offense.
Think about it this way. I'm sorry, did I interrupt you?
No, I'm saying, I think Cowboys are the ones that really do that. That really does scare me. Him and reconnect with Baker, that maybe. But, I think him going to Cowboys is more realistic.
So we've said it before. Lincoln was handed the keys to a Maserati or a Corvette or something like that. So he's sitting in the Maserati, and he knows that super parts are coming.
Oh, yeah.
So why would you leave when you're getting ready to get upgraded?
Right.
Rattler's coming in. The lineman Brandon Moore is coming in.
Theo Weiss.
Yeah. We're getting ready to have the best wide receiving core in the nation with maybe the best quarterback recruit in the nation. I don't know.
He's number one.
He's number one.
Yeah.
You don't get up out of a supercar when you're about to get upgrades.
Yeah.
So the NFL may come calling him, but it ain't gonna be anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think this is the year. With this one, it's up to your Cowboys. Rob. I hope your Cowboys win some games, and so your coaches get fired.
I'm a Browns fan.
So I know people like I said, like the NFL writers are saying like how much money do you back up to Lincoln Riley to give him the Browns offense. But I think.
But
that's only he leaves. He won't leave you other way.
I understand what you're saying, but again, like you said, Rob, money talks, but to a lot of people, not me, maybe not you, money's not important. I mean, like Lincoln Riley and Bob Stoops, for instance. I don't know what's Lincoln Riley making now, $5 million a year.
He's just under that, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So the Cowboys are. What is the difference in making $5 million
and $14 million
and $7 million? Does that really help you?
I mean,
well, we can't really judge that unless we make that kind of money. But
that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you and I, I mean, if I had an opportunity to go to a job that I don't have any experience in, I don't have any experience in coaching professional football, okay? But Lincoln Riley doesn't. He's a good coach, obviously. He's a college coach. And Jerry Jones says, hey, we're going to pay you $9 million. When you sit down and go, that's, okay, are you not able to take trips now that you know,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
I get you now.
Is that much money that important?
Is there a car out there that $4 million a year won't buy?
Won't buy you that $9 million a year will.
Plus, the university would match whatever was offered to
Yeah.
you. Or at least I think they would.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess off that much money is like I don't know if you really can. I mean, it's just it's an Eagle thing too.
Well, we can.
He he already knows everyone want. They're all coming to him. He in his mind, I can be that coach. There's been 2 or 3 that's done it. Like right now, you got Pete Carroll's done a good job at doing it. You had Jimmy Johnson. I guess you count Barry Switzer in that group. I guess.
Yeah, but I'm just one that I just don't think that's his niche. I think his niche is.
I don't think we know anyone, any coach or any athlete. I don't think we know anything.
Yeah.
So he could grow up a Dallas Cowboys fan all his life.
Well, but that doesn't mean you want to be a professional coach. I mean,
it could be his dream job too. Though.
This could be his dream job.
OU? I mean, I guess.
I mean, Bob Stoops said it was his dream job. He never went anywhere.
Well, and we thought Florida was going to lure him away, and they never did.
For 18 years, every year we heard, somebody's going to get Bob, and Bob's like, I don't have any interest.
Speaking of devil,
Bull.
There's a showing a replay of the Texas game-winning field goal.
Perfect highlight right there.
On what? On Fox?
No, it's on CB. It's on NBC.
Oh, for the football? On the NFL? Oh.
Thanks. I just needed that right then.
Yeah.
Need them holding their little pinky up in the air.
Oh my gosh.
And their kicker's name is Dicker.
Oh,
this is all hypothetical right
Is that better than the kicker from
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to think. Iowa State's kicker. What was his name?
Ass Alley?
Ass Alley, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Dicker the kicker was
but it was like Asoli is what it was pronounced, but
No,
it was.
It wasn't.
That's like when you remember when that soccer player, his last name was Fuke.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
and Sam was like, if that was my last name, no, I would not pronounce it.
Oh
Fuke.
my God! Don't do that.
It's just
so. Anyway, Lincoln ain't going anywhere, at least this year, not for the next couple of years, so let's not worry about that. We do know that Mike is going somewhere.
How many people are I would like people to comment if they're happy about that, which I know the majority of people are.
Yeah.
But there are going to be people that are not going to be happy, and I'd like to hear
former players
what they're
yeah,
saying.
Former players love them. They love.
Yeah. Well, you heard Rufus sitting here. Him and Venables were some of the most intense and influential people in his life.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that.
That's because where Inside Sanchez gets on went out to people yesterday because he loves Mike Stoops and he went out to people because he gets attacked every week.
But
yeah, Rufus couldn't be completely honest with us because he's he's getting paid.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard Toby. I mean, I think those guys outside of the OU, I mean, Toby on his deal has talked bad about the defense. This defense isn't performing well enough.
If you listen to Rufus on radio, he bashes OU's defense. I guess that's what he does. He's a former defensive player, so he sees stuff we don't see. And all week long, he was on all week long last week, and every time he was on there, it's just bashing defense.
But also,
rightfully so.
Fans out there, quit acting like on Twitter that you know more than Mike Stoops and try to draw out plays and say, here's what defensive players you need to have. Here's what
let's blitz every play.
No, well, I mean, literally, I've had people put out there. Here is my favorite rotation. Here, Motley. I'm like, really? Do you see these people every day?
Right? No, you
no.
can't. They can't. No.
If he would put these players in, no, don't act like you know more than Mike Stoops because you don't.
No.
Okay? Because I promise you, I could put you in the booth next week and you would get your ass kicked by Kansas. Okay?
Sure.
Don't sit here and act like you know more than
and to
the
be honest
coaches.
with you, there's probably not a whole bunch of people out there that are going to know more than Mike Stoops.
No.
But there is something there's a kink in the system, somewhere.
And I think Mike realized that yesterday. Maybe he realized it before, but it was the first time he said it openly, was I don't know why I can't get these players to play at a higher level, or at a high level.
Well,
and
we're going to certainly watch it intently now that somebody else is going to step in there, and if that defense starts performing, then we're going to know. We're going to know.
And if this defense starts underperforming and drops to under 100 in every defensive category, I don't want to hear any whining and complaining by the Sooner fans, because you got your wish. Okay, not all of them. Some of you got your wish. I wanted from day one, I know Rob was the same. Okay, I wanted this defense to be successful. I wanted Mike Stoops to be successful. He's successful, we win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and that's the bottom line. Whatever happens now, I want it to be successful.
And we weren't asking to be the number one defense in the nation.
No.
Which, that's really, we're fans, so that's what we want. All we were saying is move from 67 into the, 50s or 40s.
40s, somewhere in there.
If we just do that, we win a national title last year.
Right. And we're moving backwards. And the weird thing is that we're moving backwards statistically, but we don't look like we're playing that bad.
I know.
That's the weird thing. It's like,
is.
God, we can't stop them. Get a stop defense. But yet you sit here and you look at it and go, how is a defense that looks like they're playing more aggressive, more intense, keep falling back in the deal? Well, it's because they're not getting off the field.
And so now what we've done, Terry and Caleb, is we've taken ourselves out of our own control because we've lost a game.
Right.
Now, to even have a shot at making the playoff, we've got to win out, and now we've got to have help.
Yeah, and we got to have Texas win out.
Yeah, and here's the thing. We got to beat them again.
Mm-hmm.
We're not making it in over a one-loss SEC team. We're just not.
I don't know. I still think the committee is going to have to start looking at that. They got a lot of heat last year for putting. I just don't think they can put two conference.
I think we're more worried about Notre Dame this year.
Yeah.
If
I
Georgia,
don't think Notre Dame's going to lose this year.
Notre Dame's not going to lose. If Georgia and Alabama play in the in their SEC championship game, and Georgia or either one of them, it doesn't matter, just barely beats the other one, they're both gonna make that.
I think it's Notre Dame
playoff.
thing. The Notre Dame thing is a huge loop in everything because they're not a Power 5 conference.
Well,
Notre Dame's just they're huge loop in everything.
Like you said, we're going to have help. We're going to have to. Texas is going to have to win out. We're going to have to beat Texas and we're going to have to win out. We're going to have to beat Texas in the Big 12 championship game, and then you're going to have Ohio State lose one or two.
Which Ohio State's not that good.
Yeah, they could lose a couple of games.
Yeah, they could.
We're going to have, like you said, Georgia or Alabama lose.
And we need Clemson to lose too.
Twice.
Clemson's not going to lose either.
ACC
is the worst conference in the country.
Yeah.
So,
but if that doesn't happen, we're going to the Sugar Bowl.
So really, statistically speaking, we're probably out of the conversation right now.
We might get a rematch against Georgia, honestly. That could be a rematch. Because honestly, that's probably a big money thing too. OU Georgia Sugar Bowl.
Probably.
Yeah.
We'll still get a good game, but if we win out, but we probably don't make the playoffs.
I think Notre Dame just throws a huge wrench in everything.
Yeah.
Notre Dame thing just because now there's going to be at least two conferences left out, maybe three. That's just crazy, but it's possible.
Yeah, which is stupid. If again the whole issue with the playoffs is you're not putting the best conference. You're trying to say, well, we don't want to punish, a conference that has two powerhouses. By God, if you don't win your conference, you shouldn't play in the.
They did it the first time. When TCU and Baylor were.
They
bumped
those
guys out,
and it was because
I will go down my grave thinking TCU was best in the country that year because TCU just ran through teams that year.
So let me play the other side of this for just a moment. Georgia goes undefeated all year. They lose the SEC championship game to the best team in the nation. Mm-hmm. Then there's no doubt. Is there a doubt that Alabama's the best team in the nation?
I don't think it's even close.
They barely lose to the best team in the nation. You don't put them ahead of any other one-loss team.
So Ohio State wins the Big Ten.
I don't.
They won't do over.
I know what you're saying, Rob,
If they have one loss, they'll get, I think because even last year they had a hard time putting them in because they had 2 losses. If you have one loss, I think you'll be in. If Clemson has one loss, they'll be in. If Austin has one loss, they'll be in. I mean, if we look impressive, I don't think we will because I don't think people will trust our defense. But I mean, if we go impressive the rest of the year, if we have one loss, I think we'll probably be in.
But see,
here's the problem with that.
But here's also the other thing, Rob. If everything goes as planned, Oklahoma will be playing 2 top 10 teams.
Mm-hmm.
And have to beat 2 top 10 teams.
One on the road and one pretty much on the neutral field.
Yeah.
So they may not have the opportunity to do that because Notre Dame's going undefeated, Ohio State's probably going undefeated, and Clemson. Those 3 teams, if they go undefeated, are in, and is the SEC champion.
I think for sure Clemson's going undefeated. I think Notre Dame's probably undefeated. I think the only hope is that Ohio State does what they did last year and lose 2 games. But even then, though, I think I don't know. It's just. I said this is the game ended yesterday. It's like we're praying our playoff hopes were probably this is the first year in a long time. So like maybe 2 years ago, that where playoff hopes was done this early. Because the other ones like there was no for sure powerhouse. I think the Notre Dame thing this year just changes everything.
Which again is what I always say is what's wrong with college football. The fact that you lose a single game, your 6th game, puts you out of contention for a national championship is just morally and ethically wrong.
They aren't out, but it's just like this is a weird year. It's the first year this is the first year Notre Dame factor actually finally kicks in.
And I don't think Notre Dame's that good, but I promise you they go undefeated. They're in.
With that quarterback, I will say this: since they changed their quarterback, that they're a totally different team. That quarterback they have out there now is a lot better than what they were doing, and they're just beating down teams. Like they're beating teams down. Like they manhandled Stanford last week. They manhandled I guess Virginia Tech yesterday. I mean, they're just beating teams down now. So
what we can hope for is a couple of losses. We'll move back up in the polls. Eventually, slowly. If we keep winning out, and what we can hope for is we got to root for Texas, but Texas needs to get beat by West Virginia because West Virginia is the higher ranked team, and we want West Virginia to be the team at the end of the year that we're going to have to beat twice in back-to-back weeks.
So we'll have a 3-way tie going
because then what you're going to have is we'll be in the top 6 or 7.
I think West Virginia's going to lose here soon.
There won't be a 3-way tie for the Big 12 championship because
it can't. Because we'll play. If we beat West Virginia will have 1 loss.
Texas will have 1 loss.
Texas,
Big 12, and then we'll have 1 loss. So we'll be a 3-team. I think West Virginia is going to.
My mom's calling.
I think West Virginia's going to lose. Honestly.
Do you know what that means?
What does that mean?
My mom's calling. Oh. She just found out Mike Stoops is getting fired. I promise you that's why she's calling.
Well, at least she's up on it.
Yeah, wanting to know what I think.
So, yeah, now we do have that conversation. If Texas has only losses to West Virginia's only losses to us, and our only losses to Texas.
Yeah, that's a
Texas Tech situation all over again.
Yeah.
They take the higher rank? What happens there?
I think they do. They take the higher rank.
Big 12 might just put some shenanigans in there and pay off the board so they get OU Texas rematch in Big 12 championship game.
They might.
But I think it does. I think it goes to ranking. I think that's how the Big 12 has always done it. It doesn't have to do with anything. If you're tied, it doesn't have anything to do with head-to-head. It's who's highest ranked.
Except that one year that TCU and Baylor tied
right.
the Big 12 championship.
But we didn't have a Big 12 championship game that year.
I don't know. It's just like this. I don't know. The playoffs to me just. I mean, we were getting embarrassed yesterday until we had crazy ass fourth-quarter comebacks. I mean, I don't think it's out of the range of us getting embarrassed by another team because we were getting outplayed. We were getting embarrassed yesterday until that crazy fourth quarter. Yeah. So I mean, I'm just not sure how I feel about. I'm just tired of losing in playoffs. It sucks. I mean, it's we're laughing stock because everyone just calls us chokers. That's what I mean. It's Nash. What people like other fans just come at us. It's like, yeah, you go to playoffs, but you go to playoffs and lose. And that's what we do right now. It's just eventually it's going to change. It's just I'm not sure if this is a team that's going to change it yet. I mean, it could still change. It's still we still have a lot of games left to do that. It's just
like Lincoln said yesterday. This is a team. This is a program that has historically the last 3 years had that early mid-season loss and turn around and make it into the playoffs.
This Mike Stoops things could be like the thing that that's a fire under them.
So is there anything new there, Rob? I saw you looking at your phone. You looked at me like...
So, yeah, there are people putting out that he was fired, but I don't call it a credible source. So.
Yeah, no.
They're saying because they want it to be.
Right, they want it to be that way.
Yeah. So, final thoughts, Rob, on anything?
Well, I mean, it's just, as a fan, and that's what we are, Terry, we wanted confirmation that we were the best team in the world forever.
Yeah.
And we didn't really play like that Saturday.
No.
And so my, feelings are hurt. Texas won. It's just, there's just no worse. I mean, losing to Oklahoma State's not even, I don't think, as bad as losing to Texas. I mean, I don't like either one of them. I mean, they're almost equally as bad.
I'm not going to try to put those two together because it makes me nauseous.
But losing to Texas is just not something I ever want to do. And in fact, the Roughnecks, the Silver Spurs get to shave their hair.
Yeah.
And they don't just, just like shave it nicely.
Yeah.
You should have seen it. It was
it was ugly.
Oh man, they just grabbed handfuls of Chase's hair. He's the president.
Yeah.
And just with the clippers. And a handful on the other side.
Yeah.
So, but apparently since he's gotten home, he's been able to
fix it up.
Well, he had to shave it almost completely bald. I mean, it's not like they leave you where you could go to the salon and get it clipped up nice. No. You got to take it down almost bald. So.
Caleb, what about you? Final thoughts?
I think it's definitely worse than lose OSU. It's our biggest rival. So, I mean, Texas is our biggest rival. We lose them, I think it's worse.
Oh, I thought you were saying it the other way around.
No. Texas is our biggest rival. So I don't think it's close. I mean, they're the one team that has a winning record against us. I mean, they're our biggest rival that we got.
They are, but OSU fans are around us.
Yeah, they're around us, but still, like, there's a gnat. That's all they are. There's a gnat, and you flick them away. Like, all right, go away. I mean, that's all they are. Like, Texas is like a real thing because half all the players on field were recruited by both teams.
Yeah,
it's a true rivalry with them. And the fact that at the end of the fight song they chant "OU sucks" just pisses me off all the freaking time. And it's just, it was rough. It was like, like I said, yesterday was terrible for me. You lost at 11 o'clock. You can watch football rest of the day pretty much because you get reminded rest of the day. And telling the fights at night, Connor gets his ass beat, and also all hell breaks off after that too. It's been bad. Been a bad week for sports. It's just like I said, I'm done for this week until next week. OU gets off the bye and hopefully can turn around against TCU. It's just, I don't know. Not a lot of pauses for me. It's just offense. Maybe one hell of a comeback to make it look respectable. Gave us a chance, but I mean, besides that, we got our asses beat. They outplayed us. They beat us up. They did everything right. They played a pretty much perfect game against us. So, I mean, hats off to them. They beat us.
I'm not ever taking my hats off to Texas, but I think part of the problem with a lot of the fans' reaction and everything is social media because people are so active on Twitter and stuff now, and they start, attacking other fans and back and forth. They have all these talks. So Oklahoma fans, just like Texas fans, but Oklahoma fans this week are embarrassed because now they have to face all the Twitter Texas fans. That's part of the problem. That's why they're so mad. Because now they got to hear it, and it hopefully you guys are doing it in fun, but I know a lot of people get personal, but I'm as big a fan as anybody is, and like I said, I think every fan has the right to scream and holler at their TV all they want and scream and holler at games, but what is obviously turning out now is Mike's either stepped down or lost his job, and that's it. Okay, if you were on the Fire Mike Stoops bandwagon, you got your wish. Shut up. Okay, just move forward. Okay.
But when we get the next one in here, we can't do the same thing.
You can't turn around against TCU, and if we give them 400 yards of offense and go fire Bob Diaco, he's an idiot.
It'd be Lincoln next.
I mean, because we did that with Venables, and what has he done since then?
Yeah, so
he's had the best defense in the country for the last 3 or 4 years.
So let's get behind the team, and let's get behind. All we can hope for is this team to do what they've always done the last several years: is win. And you know what? If we end up in the playoffs, great. That's what we all want. But if we win out and we don't get into the playoffs, we're going to the Sugar Bowl. It's not a bad consolation. Everybody can get to go down to New Orleans and everything else. But it's a long season. And a lot of crazy stuff can happen. It always does in college football. So you never know what's going to fall out, moving forward. So I just hope that we, stay behind the team. The team gets their heads up. And
New Orleans smells like a big urinal.
Yeah.
Never been, so.
So anyway, there you have it. I mean, I don't know that there's anything else we as fans can expect. So,
well, we can expect things to get better.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, anybody got anything? Anyway, Caleb, anything else?
Well, we had to hear our first negatively podcast, so that's nice, I guess. I mean, never want to do it. I mean, we know the loss is coming because we always lose sometime in there in years.
Yeah.
Sucks against Texas.
So let's end it on a strong note. Anything that you came out of the game with going, hey, yeah, that was cool.
Kyle Murray's run.
Oh, I mean, I think the fact that they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter,
I mean, they made
because that game was over.
Yeah.
I mean, I was standing out on the
cool.
patio just like, oh my God, this is horrible.
This whole house was like dead pretty much. And it was just, I mean, that was cool. Kyle Murray's run was cool. I mean,
they opened up the playbook a little bit, threw some flat passes that were kind of cool.
It was weird at the very end of the game they had that come right receiver and
I didn't. See, now we're going to have to keep going because I was just thinking that earlier today. I did not like that.
I'm
final.
guessing I was going to do a double pass, but I mean, it's just
that's what they were trying.
That's exactly what they were going to do.
Snap
and you know what? We all read it before it happened.
Yeah.
What happened the first time, then you got to change it. But then because bad snap the first time.
You know, my thing is you've got CeeDee Lamb and you got Hollywood Brown.
Maybe,
you know, I know that they're going to drop the defense fullback, but by God, put it into their hands.
Maybe you got we had to do an option midfield, throw the ball midfield like 15 yards, and then get Kyle Murray with Hollywood Brown behind him, the option.
Yeah,
do something like that. Maybe that's what they're trying to do.
Well, we're not going to try and act like we know better than Lincoln
No idea
Riley.
what they're doing because we didn't get to see what happened either. We didn't get to see what happened, so we don't know idea whatever.
But we do know this. Marquise Brown is probably the fastest player on the field anytime he's on the field.
So
that's not a bad option ever.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Second fastest player, probably by not much, but Kyle Murray. He's probably right there next to Marquise Brown.
You might be right because that was impressive.
That's run. That
62-yard run.
He's like 60 yards in like 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, and those guys, I think they felt like they had the angle on him,
and
then all of a sudden he's just not in grasp.
Yeah.
You know,
it's also his first loss in Texas and Dallas area too. He was emotional at the game too. He was broken up a little bit.
But
especially it's just that game too. It's stupid.
Well, you know what? He played good. He played a good ball game. His stats were good. I mean, he did give the ball over twice, but you know what happens?
Yeah.
He just unfortunate that it happened to him yesterday.
Yeah. You can tell he was devastated about that. You hate seeing that because he played his ass off and he brought us back single-handedly. Pretty much brought us back in that game.
Pretty much.
So I mean, it was rough. It was just a rough. It was a rough day. It's a rough day yesterday. So I mean, hopefully it's the last rough day we have for the rest of this year and beginning of next year.
And that's all I want to say about that.
Yep. So Sooner fans, get your heads up. Quit your moaning and griping.
It's gonna be a long week, long 2 weeks.
Yeah. So this team will rebound, and all we can do is hope for some teams to lose and us to keep winning. So
we hope the defense is better.
Yeah. So we have no more chances of drinking the Kool-Aid. We've thrown the Kool-Aid out. So
what about the new defense coordinator? What if they start playing
they've already thrown it out. I'm not drinking it.
Make a new batch.
Yeah. Well, somebody will have to make a new batch. But
new coach, new batch.
Yeah. Anyway,
shot going.
We're spiking this batch.
Yeah, we're spiking this batch. So that's it for the podcast, guys. We got a short. I think with the results today, I got to get a hold of Mr. Hale. He may be busy this week, not being able to join us, but I'll get a hold of him. But we're not going to have as many podcasts this week because of the off week. So everybody enjoy the off week. Go root for your Browns. I'll still be rooting for my Steelers and
Panthers won today, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah. So
or Cam won, I guess you say more than Panthers.
But that's it. Boomer up. Boomer Caleb. Thanks for listening to the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. Hit the subscribe button right now on whatever app you're listening to download every episode as they come out. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook and on YouTube. Boomer Sooner.